Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the ABS show coming to you straight from where?
New York City!
Yes, the Big Apple. If this is your very first time watching us on the show, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and after the show, go on Instagram and follow us at the ABS show. Throughout the entire show, you can comment below, okay? All right, so let's start with today's show. Everybody looking good?
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so you guys heard this news, right, about the Ethiopian Airlines, the flight that crashed? Yeah. An Ethiopian airline flight crashes near Addis Ababa, killing all 157 on board.
Jesus.
Really fast.
Yes, this past week, that's, you know, the headlines were everywhere. Yeah. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration said that the Ethiopian flight behaved similarly to the Lion Air, which also crashed a while ago. Does this increase your fear of flying? What do you think about this news?
Okay, it seems like you had something bubbling. Go ahead then, Max. Go ahead.
Well, they both had, you know, similarities with the way the crash happened. The one in Indonesia and the one in Ethiopia. They just kept on going up and down, and by the time the pilot would, you know, try to signal the control tower, it's just, you know, bad, really bad. Well, for me, you cannot control it. You just have to travel. There are places that you can't go with cars or, you know, boats.
You just still have
ship.
You can go with ship, but then you 3 months to reach. I end up in Libya.
I still definitely would have to, you know, fly. And investigations have been on right now with what happened, and all over, you know, different countries, over 40 countries. In fact, the United States just, you know, recently joined in with the grounding of that particular, you know, model of aircraft. Yes. It's really sad.
So the disturbing thing is that the 737 they had research that Ethiopian Airlines had the same problem where they had to go back and that same plane. So it's something with a computer system, and it's only like a button that he could have pressed.
Really?
But nobody told him, because the computer system in there is completely. So that 737, Boeing, take it off the market, because it's Boeing. Boeing, which is one of the biggest companies in America, you know, and it's a huge company that makes, and they know that this plane is faulty, and they put it on. They still put it in thing. And the thing that's so upsetting to me is that Ethiopian Airlines was fast becoming one of the biggest African airlines.
It is the
biggest African airline, and now this enemy of progress. I just feel like they're doing some setup stuff, because why do they have to test on Africans?
Okay.
No, but it seems like, why did they take it off the air?
It's not an African thing.
I just
because
feel
the
like
planes are everywhere.
I feel like
the planes are everywhere. And I don't think it's about a button. It's not that simple.
This is what we know so far. That he could have switched, then the plane would have been able to.
No, that's not true.
There was. Yes, it was. There's a switch.
The plane has become a toy that you can just switch it and people are in the air?
No, it's connected to a system. It's a systems error within the, you know what I'm saying, when he wants to, you know, do the...
Where did you get that information from? Because this is what we know so far. Hold on, this is what we know so far. The plane vertical speed appeared unstable. That, you know, they are saying, listen, I'm not an expert in this, but they are saying this plane's engine is heavier than the one in front. So the pilot reportedly lost control during the return. So that's what happened. I don't know about it, but
he could have regained control by the computer system, by operating system
My
inside.
only take on this right now is that there are so many plane crashes that have happened in Africa. Why is this one so important to the U.S. right now? Is it because we have about 7 or 8 Americans that died in it?
Yeah.
That's why they're interested? Because plane crash happen a lot, every time in Africa. That's my take.
No, it's not that. Because
now they're being a part of the investigation because some Americans died.
No, I don't think that's the reason.
The last one that happened, were they on board with it?
You have a point, though.
Listen, many people were blaming the pilots, but the pilot has experience, 8,000 hours of flying. So it's not the pilot's fault. This is an accident. It happens all the time.
It's not a button thing.
It's an accident that happens all the time.
I'm not saying button. I'm not really literally saying it's a button. It's a system. It's not about the button. It's about the system. Meaning that he could have, there's certain things that could have happened with the switcher that could have helped him better land the plane. And he asked to land the plane, but they told him to keep on going. That was a problem too. He had to come back to because it was heading. He had to come back, and they told him to keep on going.
Once the tower gives you go ahead to keep going.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
you can't go back on their word. That is how they are trained. So if
they can tell you to keep going all the time, but if the plane...
Wait, hold on. If they tell you to... I'm going by what he said. If they tell you to keep going, you have to answer, you have to obey and keep going, because they see, based on their system, they see what is clear, and they see that you're clear and you're able to go. But the pilot who saw that his plane was nose diving, that's what happened. His plane he was trying to pull it up, the plane was heading down. there was a video of, from his point of view.
It's not,
the pilot
it's not true. It's not a real video.
No,
it wasn't a real video.
No, that's not.
But it was a video like kind of like illustrating what they had gone through, what they experienced, right? So you can imagine you looking at deaths in your very before, where you have no control over the plane crashing. It's a plane. It's not as if you can hold on to your seat belt in a car and brace for impact. No, this is a plane where you're not sure if it is crashing because you just took off. It wasn't like up to, you don't know if you're crashing, you don't know, and in your mind you're thinking, okay, they're going to stable it. It's just a little turbulence. And then everybody
died. But the thing is, the investigation is still going on.
It's ongoing.
So we still don't know what exactly happened. It's still going on. But a number of countries have grounded the airplane.
Good.
So they are not flying.
But you know, Charlie, I have a question though. How is it that every time there's a crash, the black box, nothing ever happens to the black box. They always find the black box.
No, it does, just like a little dent. I mean, I can see the picture online. Something happens to it, but it's like built in a way that no matter how,
you can still
have information
So
inside
how
of it.
come they cannot use those compound properties to start building our planes so that we're not insecure?
But the thing about it is that there's more accidents than plane crashes. Plane crashes, the numbers of plane crashes are way less than way less. It's safer to fly than to even drive a car, to walk down the street sometimes. It's in that sense. But I actually want to say that Payos, one of our professors from Nigeria, we wanted to Niger no carry last. He wrote that book, and he passed away in that plane coming from Canada. So that was a major hit for us because he was a major literal out from Nigeria. So that was really.
So
really
what we're gonna do?
hard
We're gonna pray. We're gonna keep them in our prayers.
Our
hearts and prayers goes to every family.
So everybody that was involved in this. We're gonna move on to another tragic story. And glad you have this story for us.
I hate to continue the the carnage. It seemed like this week is full of a lot of problems. So in Nigeria, a school collapsed. So I don't want to go back to politics and to everything and to making sure they were vetting our buildings and things like that. But a huge building collapsed in Lagos Island. Ifaja, I think it was the area. And the school was not supposed to be on that building. 150 people were in that collapse. I think 8 people died from it. And this one guy who hadn't paid the school fees for his children, 3 children, he finally got the school fees to pay and all 3 of them died. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? The one that you send your children after they've been, because they don't let you go to school if you haven't paid your school fees. Right. And he lost 3 children at once.
Do we know what exactly happened? Was there an earthquake? Like what's going on?
The building was already condemned. There shouldn't have been any school in that building or anybody living in that building. That building should have been brought down. And then the building collapsed because the school was above a couple of on another floor, and it came all the way down. And with our respondent system, it's not as fast. You can see the respondents that don't even look like everybody's trying to put everything together. But this just really speaks to the fact that our infrastructures need to be checked.
You said that you don't want to bring it back to politics. The truth is that it's right there in politics. It doesn't because this building was marked for demolition already, right? The building was above capacity, occupancy capacity, but they still used it. I don't know who it is that sanctioned, that actually approved a school to be in a building, that kind of building, but they did, and now putting the lives of all these children at risk. The man you're talking about, it was 5 of his children actually.
5?
He had 5 kids. The kids didn't go to school for a whole week because he couldn't afford to send them to school. This one day he now sends them to school. All of them died. A woman actually killed herself because 2 of her kids were in that crash. Yes. Total, so far it was about 20 of them that they found dead already and 45 of them injured. So you can imagine how you work so hard to get money to send your children to school. You now send your children to school and they end up dead. They call you and tell you that the building has collapsed.
I'm sorry, this happened in the city, right?
This happened in Lagos.
I saw a meme going around saying that everybody wants to live in the city. And it's becoming very overpopulated because everybody wants to leave the village and come and find a better pasture in the city. And another thing is also the greediness of these landlords. They want to use all the spaces. So you will see a salon downstairs. On the second floor, there's a club on the second floor. The third floor is a hospital.
The church.
It's a church, and they keep using all these
at the same time.
And where are the laws? Where are the rules? You see us in the studio right now. There's a capacity.
Yes.
So an announcement to all my friends watching: stop asking me to come to the ABS show.
I know.
We can have you all in one.
Because we know Charlie has big fans, so we have to make sure that we can take that.
Also, we don't want our building to collapse. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but to be honest, who is to blame for this? first of all, we blame it on population, the population in Lagos State, because most of the time, the collapse that has happened in past history always happens in Lagos State. Only Lagos State has at least 20 million people.
Can you imagine?
Out of the 180 million plus growing population in Nigeria. So Lagos is the most populated and it's not the largest landmass in the state. Meaning that there's too many people already there. There are so many cars. There are so many trucks. There are so many tankers. So those things create some kind of geodetic force that affects the ground. And when it happens, collapse definitely will happen.
And Lagos is an island. You gotta see it's porous.
In Lagos too, if you see the housing structure in Lagos, it is terrible. Charlie, it's not just hospital in one building. You rent a house in Lagos, you cannot even find a place to park your car anymore because they want to manage the building. Then they will raise the building very high. Then the building will start bending.
That's what I was about to say. Can we blame some of the masons and the builders as well? Because they take all this money, instead of buying 5 cements to build these houses, they buy 3. They keep the rest of the money.
But Charlie, but you know they regulate building in in the United States. Even the construction companies vetted. You have to get this. You have to get that. Are they vetting this construction company?
I don't know.
They're hiring Tom and Jack and Jill.
I don't know.
Oh, please build this building. Wait, hurry up, Tom.
Vetting what? Please enter that. When you have a boy that come and collect money from you, can't you build?
Timani talked about the government, to be blamed for this because most times when they issue landlords or whoever occupants to vacate the building, then it's not fit. They don't even pay attention to them, and the government don't even putting any measures to drive them out.
They actually don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't because hold on. Because if the building had been marked for that is not fit and people should go. If it's been marked, I don't know how long that has been done.
That is the question.
So why didn't they, vacate?
I went to school in Africa. I don't remember ever them doing a fire draft.
Fire drill.
I don't remember them ever doing a fire drill.
How many exits are there? Because there's supposed to be a certain amount of exits. If it's one exit, how will everybody get out of one exit?
You find them in there. You can keyhole.
Trust me.
Nets.
When you go to Lagos Island, when you go to other places, remote areas in Lagos, there are plenty houses that's being marked for demolition this is not fit. So the government just, this is not fit, that's it, they go to sleep. No. Do something extra.
Does this happen in every African country? You always see these buildings that are not all the way built up.
Yeah.
Because when your building is not completed, you don't have to pay. Max, let me finish. Okay? Let me finish. No, I'm talking about that they don't really finish building the building because they have to pay taxes after it's completed.
Oh,
so
I didn't know
they
that.
keep it half, 3/4 done. So you see a lot of stick up block buildings.
Is good because now I'm going
literally, you'll see they don't build it all.
They don't
completed. Because when your house is completed, you have to pay taxes on the house.
Yes.
But if you don't complete it all the way, you have that loophole where you have to pay taxes. So people are doing their own wuru to make sure they're not paying taxes.
There's no levity. But my thing is that
our leaders, are you listening? Nigerian politicians, please listen to us. Our kids are dying, and we don't want this to happen again.
Stop dragging, Lagos state government. Stop dragging your feet, please.
All right. So Miss Spitfire, oh my God, another bad story.
I'm sorry, yo. This one is a heavy week.
Yes,
heavy week.
So what's going on?
Nigeria has been dealt a lot of blows this past week.
Yep.
Over 20 people got killed as a trailer lost its brake and ran into a marketplace. So the story is a trailer lost its brake, ran into a marketplace, killed over 20 people, and also ran into stores. When a trailer loses brake, it just runs into the crowd. As you can see, a transit bus was also in the impact.
Oh, wow.
People in the market, see shoes, slippers everywhere. There was a woman that they showed that was on the floor. Her legs were broken already.
Oh my
she was
God.
just there, help, screaming for help. Somebody help. It's so heart-wrenching. Which also brings us
No
back.
ambulance in sight.
No, ambulance scared. The ambulance is anybody that's around with any
wheelbarrow.
They'll put you on top of the wheels just like that, or wheelbarrow says.
But this is my question. As much as we have all this LAMA on the road, we have all this LASMA on the road, we have VIO on the road that checks your roadworthiness. How is it that they did not know that this trailer, this tanker did not have...
They've collected
money.
It's the same brake failure that happened in Otedola Estate in Lagos, that they had that big explosion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Why are we always allowed? Why do they let... And they'll come after a normal car. A car that they see that is fine, they'll come after
Range Rover.
Yes, they'll stop you and tell you don't have your roadworthiness. They'll take you to their office. But then these ones that have only one tire.
One tire.
You'll be using rim to be driving on the road. You wonder why the roads are marked up. It's It's tankers like this that don't have full working parts that they will put on the road and approve to go.
Back again to the process of, every year in America you have to take your car to get inspected.
Yes.
So where's the inspection sticker for these broken brakes? What is happening right now?
You're really gonna go crazy when you start thinking about what's going on. You're gonna drive yourself insane. But this is what I'm gonna say though. I'm gonna look at some of the bright sides to this. When stuff like this happen in our country, people come together. Because I saw people rushing in, helping people out. Because in other countries, we'll pull out our phones and be recording. And for the views and all. But you see people going in, helping other people into the taxis. So because the ambulance is not around.
Right.
So people come together. On the other hand, listen, market sellers. You guys are too close to the road.
Yeah, how about that? Yes.
Too close to the. I'm telling you. I know you have to sell your tomatoes and your garden eggs and all of that.
But they are too close.
Too close.
There's
and
no
it's
line.
dangerous.
There's no structure. If you see the way markets, if you go into the market, say you can't even walk anymore.
No, it's not.
Then you come to the road. Sometimes they block half of
Easy
the road.
access.
What do you mean you love them?
No, we love the tomato sellers. Of course we do. And
they've created, there's something about that. They've created little stalls and everything, but their stalls are so expensive.
Yes.
Can they pay 500,000 naira to buy stalls?
No. How much are they selling?
How much are they making on the thing?
Most of them that sell by the road, they don't have stores.
Versus have-nots. It's really,
really have
scary.
in mind, please, that the people that sell by the road are also paying money. Let's not forget that.
Yes, to the area boys.
They all pay money.
True.
They have tickets that they give them every week, every day to actually be there and sell their wares. So we should actually face the government. It's not area boys. It's the local government that actually gives them those
but the
tickets.
area boys too have to be paid.
They also have to pay those ones too. So if you are going to start laying blames, you should face the government that allows them to stay by the roadside and sell. The same government that allows all these broken down vehicles to be on the road, and they actually give them inspection stickers. Because they do go for inspection. Every year, you have to get your insurance, you have to get your roadworthiness, your vehicle inspection. In Nigeria, they give them tickets. All you got to do is go and pay your money. They're not inspecting
People are
anything.
driving on the road with fake licenses.
Of course.
How about that one?
Let's not forget the fact that these trailers have no business on the road during the day.
Okay.
That's another one.
It's very important. They don't have any business running during the day. It doesn't happen anywhere. So let's start from that, because if the government can implement that, then a whole lot of things will be averted.
There's so many factors though. Was the driver drunk? Was he under some influence? Was he tired? There's so many
they say brake fail.
Oh.
Brake failure. Not me say drink or
imagine if the brake failed in the night.
Why is that always an excuse?
Yes, because I guess they have no mechanic. There's no vulcanizers in Nigeria.
Let me blow you.
There's no vulcanizers
your mind.
all of a sudden.
I saw a video of a dancer on the road. The dancer did not have control over his driver's side wheel. You know what the conductor was doing? He will go and move the tire. The man will drive
a little bit.
He'll move again. He'll drive. They're trying to make a turn. Yes. So picture that in mind while you're talking about this vehicle that doesn't have a brake.
Wow. Listen, the message is some of these accidents can be
averted.
Yes. Please. So let's look at that and let's do better. It's
Government,
all on
please.
us. We're gonna move on to Max. Max, what's going on?
Oh my God! Isn't it an array of bad news are all over the place? Jesus Christ. Okay, Zimbabwean doctors state patients are dying due to drugs and equipment shortages. And we know very well that this all started when the value of their currency, came all the way down, and a whole lot of things, were affected. So in the hospitals right now, they just do diagnosis and they send the patients home. I'm telling you, to go and die. I mean, it's even worse that they're not washing and reusing bandages.
Oh,
it's really terrible.
No, that's where I draw
really
the line. That's where I draw the line.
Shortage of drugs, shortage of equipment, and now even cesarean sessions for pregnant women. They're even delaying the process because the theaters are not even ready for operations. It's really worse.
Zimbabwe, is this true?
Oh my God.
Zimbabwe, there's no bread.
Medical side of it,
There's no bread, there's no medicine, there's nothing. What's happening?
This is sickening because this is life or death.
Yes.
Wow. And this similar thing happened in Ghana as well.
Why are you holding your stomach, Charlie?
Because I can't. I feel the pain for y'all.
Yeah.
Where in Ghana, this happened as well. The hospitals were short of beds. Wow. Hospital beds.
Wow.
So people were laying on the floor, pregnant women on the floor. This is sickening. Where is the money?
Yeah, what
They
happened
pay
to
their taxes, health insurance.
Yes.
Where is the money?
The currency they spoke about, coming all the way down
Yeah, but
against
what happened
dollars.
to manufacturing industries there? What happened to their sister nations like that you asked for help? Zimbabwe is next to South Africa. I mean, that's something they should ask for help
What
from
does,
South
that,
Africa.
what does that mean? Zimbabwe is next to South Africa, so what? South Africa are killing each other. They are kicking people out. You are going to help, ask for help from South Africa?
There's a lot of help from South Africa. Normally, that
America
comes
is next
into
to
Zimbabwe.
Mexico. What happened with that?
That
as
one
well?
is different. Don't even talk about those two.
Different.
They are building a wall.
Just because a country is next to you
South
doesn't mean they should
South
give you free
Africa,
loans.
normally before now, they always have some,
Relationship.
Governmental relationship whereby South Africa supplies Zimbabwe and Zimbabwe also supplies South Africa.
So
we
what
know
does
that
Zimbabwe
for sure.
do to get cut
Okay,
off?
so wait, as if we say now that all these neighboring countries don't want to help them, what happened to who? What happened to
We don't know
UNICEF?
that though. We don't know
Doctors
that.
Without
We don't know.
Borders.
People
No,
are
we
with
don't know.
yeah.
And Doctors Without Borders, which is a great
Yes.
initiative that really gives medicine
Yes.
and needed medical care and medical equipment. What's happening? Because this is not hygienic. Period. It is not hygienic. It is not safe. So you're sending people home to die, which is really, really detrimental to
really
your whole thing.
detrimental.
And then women can't have their babies.
And imagine-
Life expect.
Oh my God.
what is
The cancer patients as well too. After they have the diagnosis and the test and everything, they just send them home.
So
to
you
go
say you're
and-
you're going to die in a few years. Okay, go home. Go and stay at home.
It's really
heart-wrenching,
terrible. And the reason why he said South Africa earlier, because South Africa is more, like developed and they have all the equipment and everything. So they can lend a helping hand to Zimbabwe and supply with equipment and stuff like that. It's southern region.
But
So
that happens with a lot of people become selfish, Like it's like we're separated, but we're together. Like that just doesn't make any sense.
The doctors
because
are
they should
going on
send it.
strike as well. So the doctors have not been paid for a couple
Yes.
of months. They went on strike as well
wouldn't
too.
walk either.
So
Even
right
the ones
now,
with the borders, they don't want to travel all the
right
way.
now,
When they come back, they don't get paid. So why should
But
I even?
Doctors
Why
Without
should I
Borders is a voluntary
I was
thing.
going
though.
to say,
They still need
what about
money.
Botswana? Botswana is also experiencing the same thing. They also have shortage of equipment and medication. I was going to say Mozambique. Mozambique is busy suffering that they're fighting the cyclone Idai. The storm that is coming.
that's just
That
too much
killed a lot of
hurricanes.
people and displaced a lot of people. So like, it's crisis.
So
in Africa right now.
what is the systematic problem that is causing this in Zimbabwe? Because we've heard about the bread thing, the inflation, the money, the deflation, all of that. So
It's
what's
happening in Ghana
happening?
too, child.
What's
The
going
dollar to
on?
cities? No,
The dollar to cities is
that's
going
what I'm
bad
saying.
in Ghana right now.
I can't wait to go. I will be rich.
If you change 1,000, if you change 1,000, you're a big woman.
Oh, I'm a big girl.
But this is really sad because as a country, that should be like top 5. Safety, healthcare, education.
Yes.
And if you
Security.
begin to fail in that,
Yes.
then I don't know, Zimbabwe, I don't know. It's really sad.
What's our solution for these people?
What is the solution for this?
South Africa should help them.
I mean, really, the people in Zimbabwe, the doctors that are there, that are picketing and doing all that, they should start reaching out to the free initiatives that are out there that give free medical supplies. Just simplistically getting bandages, getting alcohol, like things that can make things
what
sterile.
happened to
Because
WHO
washing
and
out
UNICEF?
stuff with soap and water is not taking away the
It's not
bacteria.
hygienic. That's bacteria.
Also, since China is interested in Africa,
I didn't want to say nothing because I'm the one that is there.
We're going to leave
Since
China.
China
Let's
is
leave China
interested-
alone because
since
y'all know how I get when we come
Since
to
China
China.
is interested in Africa, China, they need your help. Like, don't
When they
just
come
go
in and
there
help, you guys
and
will be
take-
complaining.
No,
Let's
no,
go
no,
on,
the
child.
lines
No, we
are-
don't.
See,
Thank you. They're there already.
What's going on in Edo State?
At least since there's so much issues, it's time to secure yourself.
Okay.
So a very notorious politician, a very notorious politician in Edo State known as Tony Kabaka
Hey!
decided to
That
buy
name just gave me power. Go ahead.
decided to buy 2 lions to protect himself from enemies in Nigeria.
The lions go chop out.
Go on.
Okay, so
The lions
so
go chop
I need
Go chop
all right,
out
so give me
where?
more of this.
How
So
ridiculous.
he decided to buy 2 lions.
2, not even
So
one.
one wasn't enough.
No,
Two.
Two.
My question to you now is, Timani, why are they in the cage?
Yes, they take them out
Why are they in the cage?
The guy now
Let them
move. Exactly. Let them walk around in your house every day.
If he's shot
Yeah.
for you, release the lions. Maybe you think you can walk in the lions then and be release the lions.
This is a trend in Nigeria because Runtown bought a lion too. What is happening with these buying lions?
Runtown
You
was
don't know
smart.
that lion will eat
Bought a
you.
baby.
Lion doesn't care if you are petting it, if you are feeding it. You are meat. It will eat you.
No, Rotten bought a
Listen,
wild cat.
I blame the Bible because let me tell you why.
Please tell us.
Read the Bible.
Oh yeah.
There's a man in the Bible named Daniel. And Daniel went into the lion's den or tiger, whatever animal that went into.
And they didn't eat him.
The lion did nothing to him.
Okay.
Honey, the lion was probably a vegetarian. Okay? The lion probably didn't like meat at that point. Listen, this is so stupid. Dubai people do it all the time.
All the
See
time.
on social media.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe their kind of lions and tigers are different.
Charlie, they're different.
They're different, though.
You know why?
From our lions and tigers. Our lions and tigers are hungry.
Mom, very good. Those lions, have you seen them? Their mane is full. Lions are very
Poverty-
Look
lions.
at this lion, looking dry. They are dry. They haven't eaten, though.
These are will rush you and instant.
If you even look at the picture he's taking, why did he put his
He
hand
looks scared.
on top where he knows that there's a protection over there? If I put the hand near the lion now,
And
he should have put his hand
the
close to
lion
the
probably
lion.
would not even leave the cage. You would have to feed the lion and do everything right in there.
And they get more vicious like that
Of
too.
course, because if you have to bring somebody like, okay, you know the way you're gonna have like huge dogs at home, and then if they're like really wild or something, at night you let them go free, roam about, and then during the day you put them back in the cage.
Who will put
So
them inside
I don't know
cage?
who's gonna like do
They're
that for
babies,
the
man.
lion. I don't know
about you all, but anything that works on 4 legs, I don't want it. I
Really?
don't like dogs. No.
Really?
I don't like
You don't
dogs.
like
I don't like
cats?
cats.
You don't like
I don't
cats?
like because they can turn on you.
You don't like cats?
Wow.
No.
After that cat
Even
story.
the cat that they willed money to recently, you don't like
Yeah,
the
money.
money.
that car?
I'm telling
Cats
you,
is
they
a
will
billionaire.
turn on you. I've seen videos of a family dog turning on the little kids in the house. They will bite your neck off. I don't want it. If you're walking on 4 legs, stay away from me. I don't want it.
So now you go by somebody's house. You know how you go by the house and they say,
Beware of dogs.
It is on that they'll say, beware of lions.
No, there's no warning actually.
No, enter at your own risk.
Enter at your own risk.
But what is he protecting? The money he has stolen.
Ah.
What is he protecting?
Yeah, because he's a
He's
politician.
protecting stolen money. He doesn't understand. He's just gave himself karma. We're going to take care of him already. We don't have to worry about him stealing. We're going to take care of him.
You know what? It's Benin. They might have some strong fetish stuff going.
So
on.
you're trying
forget
to tell me that this is a welcome development.
No,
Go
no,
with
no.
I'm just asking.
You didn't add this to your story because when I was reading into this, the communities are not happy.
Of
Yo,
course
yeah,
not.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
not
very
happy. They have,
furious
because
about
they
it.
have kids walking around. They
Yes.
have their chickens
Yes.
walking around for they're about to kill the chicken for Christmas and then
And the goats.
and the goats. So they are not happy
There
about it.
was an area in Lagos that a man had a hyena. He brought it from the north.
Who is selling these things to
I
people?
don't know. The neighborhoods, they were angry about it. They were mad. The guy said it's not going to affect them. One day, this hyena came outside though. Killed a baby.
I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Killed a baby.
I don't know if this
They
has-
brought the man's
Handled
house.
it.
They caught the hyena, killed the hyena, bought the man's house. The man escaped with the hair of his neck. He escaped small. They killed the guy joined.
I don't know if
So
this
why
happened
would we
in
have them?
Africa.
That's a hyena. This one is too hungry.
Yes.
Obviously, hungry. Hungry.
But this
looking
do we
lions.
have our priorities right? Do we
No,
have our
we don't.
priorities
No.
together?
No, we
If
don't.
you don't have your you know what? You can get security system and everything, guns and whatever. What do you need? Your priorities are not right.
But his
When you have
priority
that kind of
is
money.
security now. He's trying to protect
Securing
himself
what
now.
now?
How to secure yourself in the cage?
The security in Nigeria has failed, so he has to
So
bring a
lions
lion.
Excuse you.
Lions will
Security in
protect.
Nigeria has failed when you can actually pay OPC, you
Yeah.
can pay soldiers. They
And
already
you
do it
can
already.
buy
No, we're
lions.
trying
I
to-
don't know if
Are
this
you
happened in
can-
Africa, but there was a video online where like a jaguar was like set on the loose, and the whole community was running for their lives.
They should.
It's like,
They should. Save yourself.
It was like in
Save
the wild.
yourself.
oh my God. All right, so we're going to end the show here. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on these topics.
And what animals you have in your home.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
All right. We love you for watching. Until next time you're watching the ABS show, this is MinaTV.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.